Did you know that the technology behind the internet's most notorious hidden corners
was originally developed and funded by the United States government? This single fact often surprises people. It cuts through the thick fog of myth and media hype around Tor. Many associate Tor exclusively with the dark web, a digital phantom zone, a place reputedly filled with criminals, hackers, and forbidden knowledge. Sensational news stories and crime dramas fuel this perception, and that sparks intense curiosity. People wonder what really lies within this shadowed realm, and why a tool that enables secrecy exists at all. The reality is far more complex and nuanced. The first myth to bust: Tor is only a gateway to illegal activity. Yes, some exploit its privacy features for crime, but that is only a small fraction of usage. Equating Tor with criminality is like equating the entire postal service with illegal packages. The tool is neutral. Its character comes from its user's intentions. Understanding Tor means looking beyond headlines. It has a dual nature, a shield for the vulnerable, and a cloak for the malicious. It was born from a desire for security, and has become a global platform for incredible good, and for profound harm. This piece will peel back those layers, like Tor's onion. We'll trace its origins in the US military, to its current public network status, managed by a non-profit. We'll examine who relies on it: journalists, human rights activists, and ordinary citizens. Some use it to escape oppressive regimes, others to avoid corporate surveillance. By being balanced and clear-eyed, we can see Tor's true significance. In our digitized world, the battle for privacy matters more than ever. The core question: is absolute privacy a fundamental right, or a dangerous luxury society can't afford? Governments and corporations are building ever more sophisticated tracking tools. Tor forces us to confront this trade-off. At its most fundamental level, Tor is a free and open-source software designed to enable anonymous communication over the internet. The name itself is an acronym for the Onion Router, hinting at its core mechanism. Imagine sending a secret message across a city. You put it in a locked box and give it to a courier. The courier hands it off to a second courier at a specific location. The second courier puts that box inside a larger locked box and passes it to a third. This handoff repeats until the final courier delivers the innermost box. No single courier knows both sender and recipient. That's how Tor treats your internet data. When you use the Tor browser, your connection doesn't go straight to the site. Tor encrypts your data in multiple layers, like an onion. It bounces that encrypted data through a worldwide network of volunteer relays. Each relay only knows the previous and next hop, and peels one layer of encryption. That layered, distributed process makes tracing very difficult. It blocks tracing by your internet service provider. It blocks tracing by a government agency. It blocks tracing by the website you visit. Your data's journey begins at an entry node. It passes through at least one middle node. It exits through an exit node. The website only sees the exit node's IP, masking your location. The story of Tor does not begin in a hacker's basement, but in a highly secure government facility, the US Naval Research Laboratory. In the mid-1990s, the internet was rapidly expanding, and US intelligence agencies foresaw a critical problem. Their agents and informants needed to gather and transmit information online without revealing their locations or identities. Standard internet connections were far too transparent, leaving communications vulnerable to interception and analysis by foreign adversaries. A new method was needed to protect these digital communications, hide not just the content of a message, but the very fact that two specific parties were communicating. This operational need was the seed from which Tor would eventually grow. Working on this challenge was mathematician Paul Siverson, computer scientist Michael G. Reed, and computer scientist David Goldschlag. Building on earlier academic concepts of anonymous routing, they designed and developed the first prototypes of onion routing, with a goal of a low-latency, decentralized network resilient to traffic analysis. Wrap traffic in layers of encryption and route through multiple nodes, ensuring no single node knew the full path. Funded by the Office of Naval Research and DARPA, the progenitors of ARPANET, the military's interest was clear: safeguard intelligence operations online. But a paradox: if only spies used it, spy traffic would stand out. The tree needed a forest. Therefore, for onion routing to be effective, it needed to be released to the public. In 2002, the NRL released the code under a free and open license. Roger Dingledine and Nick Mathewson led the second-generation system officially named Tor, and in 2006, they and 5 others founded the Tor Project, Inc. A transition from government research to a public-facing nonprofit was complete, though some U.S. government funding continues. Today, it operates independently to advance human rights and freedoms via open anonymity and privacy tech. The user base of the Tor network is far more diverse and complex than media portrayals. It's not just criminals, it's a varied ecosystem seeking privacy for many reasons. One major group: journalists and their sources. Digital surveillance can expose sensitive communications. Tor provides a vital lifeline. Reporters use it to communicate securely with whistleblowers, dissidents, and confidential sources, often inside repressive regimes, protecting them from retaliation and persecution. Organizations like Reporters Without Borders promote these tools to safeguard press freedom, making Tor essential to investigative journalism. Human rights activists and political dissidents are another cornerstone. Under authoritarian governments, the internet becomes dangerous. News, social media, organizing platforms blocked. Tor helps circumvent censorship, access information, and organize anonymously. Beyond high-stakes users, ordinary citizens value everyday privacy in a big data era where every click, search, and purchase is tracked. While Tor provides a shield for many, its anonymity is a double-edged sword, offering a cloak for illicit and dangerous activities. The most infamous dark web marketplaces, hidden sites via Tor function as anonymous e-commerce for illegal goods. The first and most notorious was the Silk Road, shut down by the FBI in 2013, its founder imprisoned. Yet numerous markets have risen to take its place: drugs, counterfeit documents, stolen financial data, weapons. Beyond commerce, cybercriminals hide while probing and attacking networks. Botnet command and control often routes through onion services, frustrating takedowns and prolonging damage. Perhaps the most repugnant abuse is distributing violent and exploitative content, including child abuse material. Anonymity creates havens with lower risk of capture. Law enforcement infiltrates these networks, identifies perpetrators, and rescues victims. Operations are painstaking but have notable successes. This reality underscores profound ethical dilemmas of anonymity. For average users, the darker corners bring legal jeopardy, scams, and malware. Unregulated sites are rife with fraud. Files may hide viruses or spyware. There is no recourse when cheated or hacked in these spaces. The abyss of the dark web truly does gaze back. The discourse surrounding Tor is clouded by pervasive myths that distort its purpose and capabilities. A primary misconception is that Tor and the dark web are one and the same. This is fundamentally incorrect. Tor is a tool, a specialized browser for enhanced privacy. While it can reach hidden onion sites, the vast majority of usage is on the regular internet. Another myth: perfect anonymity. Dangerous oversimplification, logging into personal accounts, downloading risky files, or enabling plugins can compromise identity. Anonymity on Tor is a discipline, not a guarantee. Using Tor is legal in most countries. Privacy is not a crime, but actions remain under the law. Buying illicit goods or accessing illegal content is still illegal. Law enforcement blends traditional investigation, digital forensics, and cryptocurrency tracing. Believing Tor is impenetrable is a grave mistake. Tor's dual capacity for good and evil is a profound challenge. We must balance the right to privacy with the need for security. Shutting down Tor would endanger journalists and activists. Allowing it unchecked can harbor criminals. The path forward is nuanced and multi-pronged. Focus on criminal conduct, keep researching the network, educate the public, correct misinformation, teach safe use. Tor began as state protection, evolved into a public shield, and remains a complex, uncomfortable truth.
Our task is to champion privacy's benefits, mitigate its risks, and build a future where technology empowers freedom without enabling depravity.